So in the first video, you got the data that you needed to do the calculations for density. One of the other parts of the lab is that you need to recognize physical properties. If you remember, we learned there are two types of physical properties, what we call extensive and intensive physical properties. Can you recall the difference between the two? If not, maybe go back and look in your notes. Intensive properties, remember, are ones that are characteristics of the substance that don't change. So density would be an example of an intensive property, where the extensive properties change with regard to amount. So if I took some of this liquid C and dumped it out, the volume would decrease, right? That would be an example of an extensive property. Okay, so we're going to just make these observations. Obviously, normally you would make them yourselves, but it's not possible because of the COVID. And so I'm going to describe some of the physical properties. You're going to write them down and then indicate whether they're intensive or extensive physical properties. So substance A here, the color is not clear, colorless, or without color, and it has good clarity. Do you remember the correct way to smell a chemical? So I don't know if we talked about this, but you just sort of fan it over to your nose. That's called wafting, and it has no odor. Substance A. Maybe I should turn it this way. And then if we pour a little bit out, we can kind of see how it flows, or the thickness. And the thickness, or the rate of flow of a liquid, is called the viscosity. So that one flowed out pretty quickly, so it would have a rather low viscosity. All right, so let's look at substance B now. Again, I'll waft and check the odor. Now this one has a smell, it's smelly. So the first one had no odor, and this one has sort of, I don't know, a weird odor. I can't think of a good word to describe it. Let's pour a little bit out. Again, it pours out pretty quickly, so it would have a low viscosity. Viscosity means resistance to flow. Do you know what else is resistance to flow? This is my lame joke. Not buying Progressive auto insurance. All right, now let's check out let's check out substance C. So again, I'm gonna waft, no odor. We'll pour a little bit out. Oh, this one pours much slower, so it's thick. So we would say that has a high viscosity, has a high resistance to flow. And the last property we're going to check is flammability. So I got some matches here, and we'll just light the match. So here's substance A, not flammable, obviously. Substance B. Looks like that one's flammable. And substance C, not flammable. All right, so you have a number of properties that you can write down and then indicate whether they are intensive or extensive physical properties. Have a good day.